Hello students, we have completed many phyla under animal kingdom. Now we are on to the third last phylum, that is phylum Echinodermata. Phylum Echinodermata. Echinus means hedgehog / spiny. It's that spiny mammal, hedgehog, and dermata means skinned. So this phylum belongs to spiny skinned animals. The echinoderms that you may know of are starfish, the sea urchins whose body is very similar to a hedgehog with many spines protruding from its body, then the sea cucumbers, brittle stars, sea lilies, etc. Echinoderms are known to have many similarities with us compared to their similarities with the mollusks and the arthropods. We as chordates share an ancestral relationship with the echinoderms, but we have nothing to do with the mollusks or the arthropods. It could be possible that when the poriferans were evolving into annelids and mollusks, at some other point of time or at some other location, the echinoderms were also evolving into the chordates. And as such, you will find that we have multiple similarities with the echinoderms, but not so much with the mollusks. Similarities with chordates. First of all, these are deuterostomes. If you remember what are deuterostomes, I had explained it in earlier lectures that during the course of embryonic development, when the embryo becomes a ball of cells, at one point there is an invagination in this ball of cells, okay, to form the primitive gut, which is called as the archaeanteron, the primitive gut, the opening of which is known as the blastopore. This embryological development happens in all the triploblastic animals with a true coelom, annelids onwards. In annelids, arthropods and molluscans, this blastopore turns into the mouth first, and then this gut extends further, and then the anus comes later. Those animals in which the blastopore forms the mouth first are called as the protostomes, which include annelids, arthropods and the mollusks. However, in the echinoderms, hemichordates and the chordates, this blastopore turns into the anus first, and then it will extend and then it will form the mouth. So, if the blastopore forms the anus first, then those organisms are called as deuterostomes, and they include phyla like echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. So this is a trait that we share with the echinoderms, that both echinoderms and we are deuterostomes. Second, we both are true coelomate, and we both have the type of coelom which is called as the enterocoelom. The annelids, arthropods and the mollusks also are true coelomate, but their coelom is called as the schizocoelom. Schizocoelom, which is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm, and ours is enterocoelom, which is formed by the evagination of the gut, which is lined by the mesoderm, to form pouches and then further into the coelom. Please check the link of the video in the description in which I have explained this further. So we both have the coelom, which is called as the enterocoelom. The third characteristic feature that we share in common is that they also have an endoskeleton of mesodermal origin. The endoskeleton that we have is also of mesodermal origin, just like that, which is not a trait found in the earlier phyla. Habitat, exclusively marine. Habit, they are all free living. Their level of organization is organ system level organization. Then symmetry, the adult has pentamerous radial symmetry. However, the larva has a bilateral symmetry. Germ layers, obviously they are triploblastic, and the coelom that they have is of the enterocoelous type. One unique feature of all the echinoderms which sets them apart from all the other phyla is something called as a water vascular system that they have. It is because of these water vascular system that they have the formation of those tube feet, okay, which protrude outside. Water vascular system, also called as the ambulacral system, most distinctive feature of echinoderms. I've elaborated just one single arm over here. This type of arrangement will be found in all the arms. The starfish will have two surfaces, right? One will be the dorsal surface and one will be the ventral surface. On the dorsal surface, you will find a tiny little dot-like structure that will be the opening to this elaborate canal system that it has inside. That opening on top will be called as the madreporite, which is a perforated sieve-like plate, okay, which will allow allow only the water to enter inside. Perforated plate, it acts as the opening and it filters water inside. Look at this starfish, spot the madreporite on it. Yeah, and this madreporite leads inside and joins this pentagonal kind of ring like structure, which is also a canal. This is called as a ring canal, pentagonal ring canal, which is pentagonal in shape. This small tube which is between the madreporite and the pentagonal ring canal is called as the stone canal. From the pentagonal ring canal, you see that 5 canals are leading into each of the arms. These canals which lead into each of the 5 arms are called as the radial canals. Each canal is then dividing into smaller branches, and each of these smaller branches leading into this balloon-like structure of this shape, which has a bulbous structure on top in which the water will be stored. This is called as the ampulla, and which leads down into these structures which are called as the tube feet. So the water will be stored over here, and whenever required, this ampulla will be compressed so that a pressure will be generated. This water will be pushed into the tube feet, which will lead the tube feet to emerge outside, and that will help the starfish in crawling on the surface. So these are the tube feet, and this elaborate labyrinth of canals that they have is known as the water vascular system. It performs the functions of not only locomotion for the starfish, the tube feet also helps them in gaseous exchange. Then excretion of wastes is also possible through the tube feet. The tube feet can also help the starfish in handling the food, capturing its prey, etc. Okay, for example, it can use its tube feet in actually opening the 2 valves of a bivalve. Okay, so the tube feet have several functions. So the water vascular system is like its circulatory system, which will provide it with this feature of tube feet. Comprises of a system of canals. It's formed from coelom. It acts like circulatory system of body and controls movement of water in and out of body. It produces tube feet. Tube feet help in locomotion, very important function of the tube feet. Second function of the tube feet is gaseous exchange. Excretion is also possible. A separate excretory system is not present for them. This is the only means of excretion. An excretory system is absent in echinoderms, capturing and handling food. So there are many uses of this feature called as the tube feet. Water vascular system is the unique feature of echinoderms. Do not confuse it with the water canal system of the poriferans. The one in poriferans is called as the water canal system, and the ones in echinoderms is called as the water vascular system.
In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe.